Hello, my beautiful friend. Come, sit with me for a moment. Take a gentle breath and let your shoulders drop. I know you're here because something deep inside you is calling for change. Perhaps you've been struggling with money, feeling like no matter how hard you work, abundance seems to slip through your fingers like water. Maybe you wake up each morning with that familiar knot in your stomach, wondering how you'll make ends meet, or feeling guilty for wanting more prosperity in your life. I want you to know that these feelings are completely natural, and you're not alone in experiencing them. For so many years, I carried similar burdens. I believed that wanting money was somehow selfish or unspiritual. I thought that good people were supposed to struggle financially, that wealth was only for others who were somehow more deserving or lucky than me. But what I discovered through my own healing journey changed everything. And today I want to share this profound truth with you. You see, prosperity is not about greed or materialism. True abundance is about freedom. The freedom to care for yourself and your loved ones, the freedom to pursue your dreams, the freedom to contribute to the world in meaningful ways. When we release ourselves from financial stress, we create space for love, creativity, and service to flow through our lives more easily. This morning ritual I'm about to share with you has helped countless people transform their relationship with money and welcome genuine prosperity into their lives. There's something magical about the early morning hours, something sacred about greeting the day with intention and purpose. When we begin our day by consciously inviting abundance into our lives, we align ourselves with the natural flow of prosperity that the universe wants to provide for each of us. This isn't about manipulation or forcing outcomes. It's about opening our hearts and minds to receive what is already waiting for us. The practice I'm sharing today involves burning specific incense at dawn while engaging in a beautiful ritual of welcome. But this isn't just about the physical act of lighting incense. It's about creating a sacred moment where you consciously shift from scarcity thinking to abundance consciousness. It's about telling the universe, and more importantly, telling yourself, that you are ready to receive prosperity in all its forms. I've watched people completely transform their financial situations through practices like this one. Not because the incense itself has magical powers, though there is something beautiful about the ritual aspect, but because the daily practice helps rewire our deepest beliefs about money and worthiness. When we consistently show up for ourselves in this loving way, when we regularly affirm our worthiness to receive abundance, our entire energy shifts. We begin to notice opportunities we couldn't see before. We start making different choices. We attract different experiences. What makes this practice so powerful is its gentleness. You don't need to fight your old beliefs or force yourself to think differently. Instead, you're simply creating space each morning for new possibilities to take root. You're watering the seeds of prosperity that already exist within you. You're giving yourself permission to dream bigger and believe in your own worthiness. As we explore this practice together, I want you to release any skepticism or doubt that might be arising. Those voices that say, "This won't work for me," or "I'm too broken to change," are simply old programming talking. They're not the truth of who you are. Your true self knows that you deserve abundance, that you deserve to live without the constant stress of financial worry, that you deserve to thrive. Now, before we learn about your relationship with money, I want you to understand that this practice works best when approached with an open heart and a willingness to be gentle with yourself. This isn't about perfection or getting everything right immediately. It's about showing up consistently with love and intention. Even on the mornings when you don't feel like it, even when doubt creeps in, even when old patterns try to reassert themselves, the magic happens in the consistency, in the daily choice to believe in your own potential for abundance. So let's begin this journey together. Let's explore how you can use the sacred power of dawn and the beautiful ritual of incense to welcome riches into your life. Not just financial riches, though those will certainly come, but riches of the heart, riches of the spirit, riches of experience and joy and deep satisfaction. You deserve all of this and more, and today we're going to help you remember that truth. Take a moment now to think about your earliest memories involving money. What did you hear about wealth when you were growing up? Perhaps your parents said things like, "Money doesn't grow on trees," or "We can't afford that," or "Rich people are greedy." Maybe you heard that money is the root of all evil, or that good people don't care about money. These messages, spoken with love and often born from your parents' own fears and limitations, became the foundation of your relationship with prosperity. I want you to understand that these beliefs aren't facts about money or about you. They're simply ideas that were passed down from generation to generation, like family recipes or holiday traditions. Just as you might choose to modify a family recipe to suit your taste, you can choose to modify your inherited beliefs about money to serve your highest good. The beautiful thing about beliefs is that we have the power to change them at any time. When I was young, I absorbed the message that wanting money was somehow unspiritual or selfish. I believed that truly good people were supposed to struggle, that financial difficulty was somehow noble or purifying. I carried guilt about my desires for a more comfortable life, thinking that these desires made me shallow or materialistic. It took me years to understand that this was simply programming, not truth. What I discovered through my own healing work is that money is energy, just like everything else in the universe. It's neither good nor bad in itself. Money becomes what we make it through our thoughts, feelings, and actions. When we approach money from a place of fear, guilt, or shame, we create struggle and limitation. When we approach money from a place of love, gratitude, and positive expectation, we create flow and abundance. Many people struggle financially not because they lack intelligence, talent, or opportunity, but because their unconscious beliefs about money are working against them. They might work incredibly hard, make good money, but then find ways to lose it or spend it unwisely. They might have great business ideas but never pursue them because they don't believe they deserve success. They might receive unexpected money but immediately worry about losing it, creating the very loss they fear. This is what I call lack consciousness, a deep-seated belief that there isn't enough to go around, that we must struggle for survival, that prosperity is reserved for other people, but not for us. Lack consciousness shows up in many ways. It might sound like, "I could never afford that," or "People like me don't get rich," or "Every time I get ahead, something happens to set me back." These thoughts feel true when we think them, but they're actually creating the very experiences they describe. Abundance consciousness, on the other hand, is the understanding that the universe is infinitely abundant and that we are worthy participants in this abundance. It recognizes that there is more than enough for everyone, that one person's success doesn't diminish another's opportunities, that prosperity is our natural birthright. From abundance consciousness, we think thoughts like, "The universe is always providing for me," and "I trust that my needs will always be met," and "Abundance flows to me easily and naturally." The shift from lack consciousness to abundance consciousness doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't require perfection. It happens through gentle, consistent practice. It happens through treating ourselves with compassion when old fears arise. It happens through celebrating small signs of abundance and progress. It happens through choosing again and again to focus on possibilities rather than limitations. Your relationship with money is also deeply connected to your relationship with yourself. If you struggle with feelings of unworthiness in other areas of life, these feelings will inevitably show up around money. If you have difficulty receiving compliments, gifts, or help from others, you'll likely have difficulty receiving financial abundance. If you're constantly giving to others while neglecting your own needs, you may find that money flows out faster than it flows in. Healing your relationship with money often means healing your relationship with receiving. It means learning to say thank you when someone offers to pay for lunch instead of insisting on paying yourself. It means accepting compliments gracefully rather than deflecting them. It means recognizing your own value and asking for fair compensation for your time and energy. It means understanding that receiving and giving are both necessary parts of the natural flow of abundance. I've noticed that people who struggle most with money often have the biggest, most generous hearts. They give freely to others but feel guilty about receiving. They undercharge for their services because they don't want to be seen as greedy. They sacrifice their own financial security to help family members or friends. While generosity is beautiful, true abundance requires balance. We must learn to fill our own cup so that we can pour from overflow rather than from emptiness. There's something magical that happens in the early morning hours, something that our ancestors understood intuitively. Dawn represents new beginnings, fresh starts, unlimited potential. It's the daily reminder that no matter what happened yesterday, today offers new possibilities. When we consciously connect with this energy of renewal, we tap into one of the most powerful forces in the universe, the force of creation itself. Think about what happens each morning in nature. Plants turn toward the rising sun, gathering energy for growth. Birds sing their most beautiful songs. Flowers open their petals to welcome the day. There's a sense of anticipation, of readiness, of opening to receive. This is the energy we want to align ourselves with when we're calling abundance into our lives. The hours just before and during sunrise carry a special quality of stillness and potential. The world is quiet, the mind is naturally more receptive, and the veil between the physical and spiritual realms feels thinner. This is why so many spiritual traditions include early morning practices. It's not about being disciplined or rigid. It's about recognizing that certain times of day offer unique opportunities for connection and transformation. When you wake up in the morning, especially in those first few moments before your logical mind kicks in with its lists and worries, you're in a naturally receptive state. Your subconscious mind, which controls so much of your experience, is still open and impressionable. This is the perfect time to plant seeds of abundance, to whisper gentle affirmations to yourself, to set intentions for the day ahead. Creating a morning ritual around abundance isn't about adding another task to your busy schedule. It's about giving yourself a few precious minutes of peace and possibility before the demands of the day take over. It's about starting each day by remembering who you really are and what you're capable of creating. It's about choosing to begin from a place of gratitude and expectation rather than worry and overwhelm. The dawn ritual I'm sharing with you works because it combines several powerful elements. First, you're working with the natural energy of sunrise and new beginnings. Second, you're engaging your senses through the beautiful fragrance of incense, which helps anchor the experience in your body and memory. Third, you're focusing your intention and attention on abundance, which begins to shift your energy and awareness throughout the day. When you light incense at dawn, you're creating what I like to call a sacred pause. You're stepping out of ordinary time and into ritual time, where transformation becomes possible. The act of lighting the incense becomes a symbol of igniting your own potential. The rising smoke becomes a visual representation of your prayers and intentions ascending to the universe. The fragrance becomes an anchor that connects you to this feeling of abundance throughout the day. But here's what makes this practice truly powerful. It's not just about asking for abundance. It's about becoming someone who naturally attracts abundance. When you show up for yourself each morning with this kind of loving attention, when you consistently choose to focus on possibility rather than limitation, when you regularly remind yourself of your own worthiness, you begin to embody the energy of prosperity. People who are naturally abundant don't just think abundant thoughts occasionally. They have cultivated an abundant mindset that influences every aspect of their lives. They expect good things to happen. They notice opportunities others miss. They make decisions from trust rather than fear. They treat themselves and others with generosity and kindness. This morning ritual helps you develop these same qualities gradually and naturally. The beautiful thing about working with dawn energy is that it doesn't require you to believe anything specific about the universe or spirituality. You simply need to be willing to show up consistently and notice what shifts in your experience. Some people feel the effects immediately, a sense of peace, clarity, or optimism that carries through their day. Others notice more subtle changes over time, opportunities appearing, relationships improving, creative ideas flowing more freely. What matters most is your willingness to begin, to give yourself this gift of sacred time each morning. Even if you're not naturally a morning person, even if you've never done any kind of ritual practice before, even if part of you feels silly or skeptical, you can start exactly where you are. The universe meets us wherever we are and honors whatever sincere effort we're willing to make. Tomorrow morning, when you light that first stick of incense and take that first conscious breath of the new day, You'll be joining a timeless tradition of people who understood that prosperity begins from within. You'll be aligning yourself with the powerful energy of new beginnings. You'll be taking the first step toward welcoming the riches that are already waiting for you. Now let's talk about the beautiful art of choosing and working with incense for abundance. Throughout history, cultures around the world have understood that certain scents carry specific energetic qualities. This isn't just folklore or superstition. Modern science is beginning to understand how fragrances directly affect our brain chemistry, our emotions, and our overall sense of well-being. When we choose the right incense for our abundance practice, we're working with both ancient wisdom and natural healing principles. For welcoming prosperity into your life, there are 3 scents that I've found to be particularly powerful: cinnamon, frankincense, and sandalwood. Each of these carries its own unique energy and benefits, and you can work with one at a time or create your own beautiful blend. The key is to choose scents that make you feel uplifted, grounded, and open to receiving. Cinnamon has been associated with abundance and prosperity for thousands of years. In many traditions, it's considered the scent of wealth and success. When you smell cinnamon, notice how it makes you feel warm and energized. It has a way of awakening confidence and motivation. Cinnamon incense can help you feel more deserving of prosperity and more willing to take positive action toward your financial goals. It's particularly wonderful for those mornings when you need a gentle boost of courage or enthusiasm. Frankincense is often called the king of oils, and for good reason. This sacred scent has been used in spiritual practices for centuries because of its ability to quiet the mind and open the heart. When you're working on transforming limiting beliefs about money, frankincense can help you access deeper states of awareness and healing. It creates a bridge between your everyday consciousness and your higher wisdom. Many people find that frankincense helps them release old guilt or shame around money while opening to new possibilities. Sandalwood carries the energy of peace and inner harmony. It's particularly helpful for those who feel anxious or stressed about money. When financial worry creates tension in your body and mind, sandalwood can help restore a sense of calm trust. It reminds you that you're safe, that you're supported, that everything you need will be provided. Sandalwood is also associated with attracting helpful people and beneficial opportunities into your life. When selecting incense for your abundance practice, trust your intuition above all else. Visit a store where you can actually smell different options or order small quantities to test at home. Notice which scents make you feel most positive and hopeful. Pay attention to how different fragrances affect your mood and energy. The incense that's right for you might be one of the 3 I've mentioned, or it might be something completely different. What matters is that it feels good to you and supports your intention to welcome abundance. Creating your sacred space for this practice doesn't require elaborate preparations or expensive items. You simply need a place where you can sit quietly for a few minutes each morning, where you feel safe and peaceful. This might be a corner of your bedroom, a spot by a window where you can watch the sunrise, or even a small table on your porch or balcony. The location is less important than the intention you bring to it. I suggest setting up your space the night before so everything is ready when you wake up. Place your incense and a small holder or bowl filled with sand or rice in your chosen spot. You might also want to include a small bowl of water, which represents the flow of abundance, and perhaps a candle to symbolize the light of new possibilities. Some people like to add a plant or flowers. Others prefer crystals or meaningful objects. The key is to create something that feels beautiful and sacred to you. Keep your space simple and uncluttered. This practice is about opening to receive, and a cluttered space can create mental clutter as well. Choose items that make you feel peaceful and hopeful. You might include a small notebook for writing down insights or gratitudes, or a piece of paper with an abundance affirmation written on it. Remember, this space is for you and your healing. It should reflect your personality and support your intentions. Consider the practical aspects as well. Make sure you have proper ventilation for the incense smoke, and always use a safe holder or bowl to catch any ash. If you live with others, let them know about your morning practice so they understand why you're up early or why there's a gentle fragrance in the air. Most people find incense pleasant and relaxing, but it's always good to be considerate. The act of preparing your sacred space is actually part of the abundance ritual itself. As you arrange your items with love and intention, you're already beginning to shift your energy. You're making a statement to yourself and to the universe that you're serious about this practice, that you're committed to your own healing and growth. This preparation time becomes a form of self-care, a way of honoring your desire for a more abundant life. Some mornings you might feel drawn to elaborate your space with fresh flowers or additional candles. Other mornings you might prefer to keep things very simple. Trust what feels right each day. The goal isn't perfection or consistency in the external details. The goal is consistency in showing up with love and intention, whatever form that takes on any given morning. Your sacred space will evolve over time as your practice deepens and your relationship with abundance grows. You might find yourself drawn to different scents or wanting to add new elements. This is natural and beautiful. Let your space grow and change with you, always keeping it as a reflection of your current needs and aspirations. Before you light your first stick of abundance incense, it's important to prepare your inner landscape for receiving. So often we focus on wanting more money without first examining the barriers we've unconsciously created to receiving it. These barriers usually aren't obvious. They're subtle patterns of thought and feeling that operate below our conscious awareness. But when we gently bring them into the light, they lose their power to limit us. One of the most common blocks to receiving abundance is what I call prosperity guilt. This is the feeling that having money somehow makes us greedy or less spiritual. It's the voice that whispers, "There are people starving in the world. How can you want more for yourself?" Or, "Money doesn't bring happiness, so why does it matter?" While these thoughts might seem noble or selfless, they actually prevent us from becoming the prosperous, generous people we're meant to be. The truth is that when you're financially stressed, it's much harder to help others or contribute to causes you care about. When you're worried about your own survival, you have less energy available for creativity, service, and love. There's nothing spiritual about struggling financially, just as there's nothing unspiritual about having your needs met and living comfortably. Money is simply a tool that can be used for good or ill, depending on the consciousness of the person using it. Another common barrier is unworthiness, the deep belief that we somehow don't deserve abundance. This often stems from childhood experiences where we felt we had to earn love through being good, perfect, or self-sacrificing. We learned that our worth was conditional, that we had to prove ourselves worthy of receiving anything good. This programming runs deep, and it can cause us to unconsciously sabotage our financial success, even when we consciously want to prosper. Unworthiness might sound like, "People like me don't get rich," or "I don't have what it takes to be successful," or "Something always goes wrong when things start going well for me." These beliefs feel true because they've been reinforced by years of experience and thought patterns, but they're not facts about reality. They're simply ideas that can be changed. Fear is another major barrier to abundance. Fear of success, fear of failure, fear of change, fear of what others might think if we prosper. Sometimes we're more comfortable with familiar struggle than with unfamiliar abundance. At least with struggle, we know what to expect. Prosperity might require us to step into a bigger version of ourselves, to take on new responsibilities, to handle the opinions and expectations of others. These fears are natural and understandable, but they don't have to control our choices. Shame around money is particularly difficult because it often operates in silence. We might feel ashamed of our financial mistakes, our debt, our inability to earn more, or even our desire for wealth. Shame thrives in secrecy, so one of the most healing things we can do is gently acknowledge these feelings without judgment. Shame doesn't make us bad people. It makes us human people who have internalized messages that don't serve us. The process of clearing these blocks isn't about fighting them or forcing them away. It's about meeting them with compassion and understanding. When you notice thoughts of unworthiness arising, instead of arguing with them, try responding with gentleness. "Oh, there's that old thought again. I understand why you're here, but you don't have to protect me anymore. I'm safe to receive abundance now." This inner work is as important as any external action you might take to improve your financial situation. You can have the best business plan in the world, but if your unconscious mind believes you don't deserve success, it will find ways to sabotage your efforts. You can make excellent money, but if deep down you feel guilty about having it, you'll find ways to lose it or give it all away without taking care of your own needs first. Preparing your heart to receive abundance also means cultivating genuine appreciation for what you already have. This isn't about pretending to be grateful when you're actually struggling or dismissing real financial concerns. It's about training your attention to notice the abundance that already exists in your life: the air you breathe, the water you drink, the roof over your head, the people who love you, the abilities and talents you possess. Gratitude is like a magnet for more good things. When you focus on appreciating what you have, you naturally attract more to appreciate. This isn't magical thinking. It's about shifting your energy from lack to abundance, from complaint to appreciation, from focusing on what's missing to celebrating what's present. This shift in perspective creates space for new possibilities to enter your life. As you prepare for your dawn abundance ritual, spend a few moments each evening reflecting on your relationship with money and prosperity. Notice what thoughts and feelings arise when you think about having more money. Welcome whatever comes up without trying to change it immediately. Simply observe with curiosity and compassion. This gentle awareness is the first step toward transformation. Set an intention to release any beliefs or patterns that no longer serve you. You don't have to know exactly what these are or how to release them. Simply state your willingness to let go of whatever stands between you and your natural abundance. Trust that your inner wisdom knows exactly what needs to be healed and will guide the process in perfect timing. When you approach your abundance practice with this kind of inner preparation, the ritual becomes much more than just lighting incense and saying affirmations. It becomes a sacred act of healing and transformation, a daily opportunity to choose love over fear, abundance over scarcity, worthiness over shame. This is when real change begins to happen, not just in your bank account, but in every area of your life. Now comes the heart of our practice, the beautiful dawn abundance ritual that will help you welcome prosperity into each new day. This isn't a complicated ceremony requiring perfect execution. It's a gentle, loving practice that meets you wherever you are and grows with you over time. The power lies not in doing it perfectly, but in doing it consistently with an open heart. Begin by waking up about 15 to 20 minutes before sunrise. I know this might feel challenging at first, especially if you're not naturally an early riser. Start gradually. Perhaps wake up just 5 minutes earlier than usual and add a few more minutes each week. Your body will adjust, and you may find that you naturally begin waking up at this time as your practice deepens. Trust that your inner wisdom wants to support this healing work. As you move toward your sacred space in the quiet morning darkness, take a moment to appreciate this gift you're giving yourself. Notice how peaceful the world feels at this hour, how full of potential the air seems. You're choosing to begin your day with intention rather than rushing into activity. This choice alone is a powerful statement about your commitment to transformation. Sit comfortably in your sacred space, facing east if possible, toward the rising sun. Take 3 deep, gentle breaths, allowing your body to settle and your mind to become present. There's no hurry, no agenda other than opening yourself to receive the abundance that wants to flow into your life. Light your chosen incense with reverence, watching the flame catch and the first wisps of fragrant smoke begin to rise. As the incense burns, speak these words aloud or silently, allowing them to come from your heart rather than just your mind. I welcome abundance into my life with an open heart. I am worthy of prosperity in all its forms. The universe provides for me generously and constantly. Notice how these words feel in your body. If they bring up resistance or disbelief, simply acknowledge these feelings with compassion and continue. Now, as the sun begins to appear on the horizon, watch the incense smoke rising and imagine it carrying your intentions up to the universe. Visualize golden light flowing toward you from the rising sun, filling your body with warmth and possibility. See this light dissolving any old beliefs about lack or limitation. Feel it awakening your natural ability to attract and receive abundance. Spend a few minutes in this visualization, but don't strain or force anything. If your mind wanders, gently bring it back to the image of golden light and rising smoke. If visualization doesn't come easily to you, simply focus on the feeling of openness and gratitude. The key is to maintain a sense of receptivity, of saying yes to the good that wants to come into your life. As you sit in this sacred moment, offer gratitude for 3 specific things in your life. These don't have to be big or dramatic. Perhaps the comfortable bed you slept in, the clean water you drink, or the friend who made you laugh yesterday. Feel genuine appreciation for these gifts. This gratitude creates a magnetic field that attracts more blessings into your experience. If specific abundance affirmations feel right to you in this moment, speak them now. You might say, "Money flows to me easily and naturally," or "I attract prosperity through joy and service," or "I am a magnet for abundance in all forms." Choose words that resonate with your heart and feel true to your experience, even if they represent where you're going rather than where you are right now. As your ritual time comes to a close, make a gentle commitment to carry this energy of openness and expectation with you throughout the day. You might touch your heart and promise to notice opportunities for abundance, or take one final deep breath of the incense fragrance to anchor this feeling in your memory. Thank yourself for showing up. Thank the universe for supporting you, and trust that this practice is already beginning to create positive changes in your life. Some mornings, this ritual will feel deeply moving and transformative. Other mornings, it might feel routine or even challenging. Both experiences are perfectly normal and valuable. What matters is your commitment to showing up consistently, treating yourself with love, and remaining open to the gradual shifts that this practice creates. The ritual works not because the incense has magical powers, but because you're regularly aligning yourself with abundance consciousness. You're training your mind to focus on possibility rather than limitation. You're creating space in your daily routine for gratitude and positive expectation. You're making a daily choice to believe in your own worthiness and potential. These subtle shifts accumulate over time, creating profound transformation in both your inner experience and your outer circumstances. The thoughts we think and the words we speak create our reality more powerfully than most people realize. When you've been thinking thoughts of lack, struggle, and financial worry for years, these patterns become deeply grooved in your consciousness. They feel natural and true, even when they're actually creating the very experiences you want to change. Transforming your inner money story isn't about positive thinking or pretending everything is fine when it isn't. It's about gently, persistently choosing thoughts that serve your highest good. Start by becoming aware of your habitual thoughts about money throughout the day. Notice when you think things like, "I can't afford that," "Money is so tight," or "I'll never get ahead." These thoughts aren't necessarily wrong or bad. They might even reflect your current situation accurately, but they're also reinforcing the very patterns you want to change. Each time you catch yourself thinking a limiting thought about money, pause and ask yourself, is this thought helping me or hurting me? Instead of fighting these old thought patterns, try gently redirecting them. When you catch yourself thinking, I can't afford that, try shifting to, I'm choosing not to purchase that right now, or I'm being mindful with my money. When you notice yourself worrying about bills, try thinking, I trust that solutions will appear, or I'm taking positive action to improve my financial situation. These subtle shifts help you move from victim consciousness to empowered consciousness. Creating new empowering thoughts about wealth requires patience and persistence. You're essentially learning a new language, the language of abundance consciousness. At first, positive thoughts about money might feel fake or uncomfortable. This is completely normal. You're not trying to convince yourself of something untrue. You're simply opening your mind to new possibilities and gradually expanding your comfort zone around prosperity. Some empowering thoughts to practice include, the universe is always providing for me. I have valuable gifts to share with the world. Abundance flows to me from expected and unexpected sources. I make decisions from trust rather than fear, and my prosperity helps me serve others more fully. Choose thoughts that feel slightly challenging but not completely unbelievable. You want to stretch your consciousness without triggering too much resistance. The mind-body connection plays a crucial role in financial healing because stress about money creates physical tension, which then reinforces mental anxiety, creating a cycle that's difficult to break. When you worry about money, your body responds as if you're in physical danger. Your muscles tighten, your breathing becomes shallow, and stress hormones flood your system. This state of chronic stress actually impairs your ability to think clearly, make good decisions, and notice opportunities. Learning to recognize how financial stress feels in your body is an important part of transformation. Notice where you hold tension when you think about money. Do your shoulders rise? Does your stomach clench? Does your jaw tighten? Simply observing these patterns without judgment begins to change them. When you notice physical stress arising, take a few deep breaths and consciously relax those areas of tension. Practice pausing before making financial decisions, especially when you're feeling stressed or pressured. Take 3 deep breaths, ask your body how each option feels, and notice whether you're choosing from fear or from wisdom. Decisions made from panic rarely lead to prosperity, while decisions made from a calm, centered place tend to work out much better. Your thoughts about money are intimately connected to your thoughts about yourself. If you believe you're not smart enough, talented enough, or valuable enough, these beliefs will limit your financial potential. If you carry shame about past mistakes or current circumstances, this shame will color every financial choice you make. Healing your relationship with money often requires healing your relationship with yourself. Begin treating yourself with the same kindness and respect you'd show a dear friend. Notice when you speak harshly to yourself about money mistakes or current limitations. Would you talk to someone you love the way you talk to yourself? Begin choosing words of encouragement and compassion instead. Remember that everyone makes financial mistakes, everyone has limitations, and everyone deserves to live without the constant stress of financial worry. As you work with changing your inner money story, be patient with the process. Transformation doesn't happen overnight, and there will be days when old patterns reassert themselves strongly. This doesn't mean you're failing or that the work isn't effective. It simply means you're human, and change takes time. What matters is your willingness to keep choosing thoughts that serve you, to keep treating yourself with love, and to keep believing in your potential for abundance. Making your Dawn Abundance practice a sustainable part of your life requires approaching it with realistic expectations and gentle flexibility. You're not trying to become perfect or never miss a day. You're creating a loving habit that supports your growth and healing over time. Some days will feel magical and transformative, others will feel ordinary or even difficult. All of these experiences are valuable parts of your journey toward greater abundance. Start with a commitment that feels manageable rather than overwhelming. Perhaps you'll practice every day for a week, or maybe just 3 times a week to begin with. Success breeds success, so it's better to start small and build momentum than to set unrealistic expectations and feel discouraged when you can't maintain them. As the practice becomes more natural, you can gradually increase your frequency. Create simple reminders that support your new habit. Set your incense and lighter out the night before. Put a gentle note on your bathroom mirror. Set a soft alarm that gives you time to wake up gradually rather than startling you awake. Consider the practical aspects of your morning routine and make small adjustments that make the practice easier rather than harder. On mornings when you feel resistant or don't have much time, remember that even a few minutes of conscious intention can be valuable. Light your incense, take 3 grateful breaths, and set a simple intention for abundance. The universe responds to sincerity and consistency, not to perfection or lengthy rituals. Sometimes the mornings when you least feel like practicing are the ones when you most need the peace and centering that the ritual provides. Keep track of shifts and changes in your experience, but do so gently rather than obsessively. You might notice that you sleep better, feel more optimistic, or find yourself naturally making better financial choices. Perhaps opportunities begin appearing more frequently, or you feel more confident about your value and abilities. These changes often happen gradually, so keeping a simple journal can help you recognize progress that might otherwise go unnoticed. Pay attention to the subtle ways abundance might be increasing in your life. Maybe a friend treats you to lunch unexpectedly, or you find a great deal on something you needed, or someone offers to help you with a project. Abundance comes in many forms, not just direct financial increases. The more you notice and appreciate these gifts, the more they tend to multiply. Maintain your abundance consciousness throughout the day by creating small reminders. You might carry a piece of the incense with you to smell occasionally, or set gentle phone reminders to take 3 grateful breaths. When you handle money, paying bills, receiving change, making purchases, use these moments as opportunities to affirm your prosperity and express gratitude. If you miss a day or even several days of your practice, resist the urge to judge yourself or give up entirely. Simply return to the practice when you can, with the same gentleness you'd show a child learning something new. Perfection isn't the goal, growth is. Each time you return to the practice after missing it, you're actually strengthening your commitment and resilience. As your practice deepens, you might find yourself naturally wanting to expand it. Perhaps you'll add evening gratitude practices, or begin tithing or donating to causes you care about, or start treating yourself with greater generosity and care. Let the practice evolve organically rather than forcing it to fit a particular pattern. Your inner wisdom will guide you toward the expressions of abundance that serve your highest good. Remember that this practice is ultimately about becoming someone who naturally attracts and maintains prosperity. You're not just trying to get more money, you're becoming a person who thinks, feels, and acts from abundance consciousness. This transformation touches every area of your life, improving your relationships, your health, your creativity, and your sense of purpose and fulfillment. Living in gratitude isn't about pretending everything is perfect or dismissing real challenges and concerns. It's about training your attention to notice and appreciate the good that already exists in your life, creating a foundation of abundance consciousness that attracts even more blessings. When we focus consistently on what we're grateful for, we naturally feel richer, more content, and more open to receiving additional gifts from the universe. Start each day during your incense ritual by acknowledging 3 specific things you appreciate. Make these as concrete and personal as possible rather than generic. Instead of, "I'm grateful for my health," you might say, "I'm grateful that my legs carried me up the stairs easily yesterday," or "I'm grateful for the restful sleep I had last night." This specificity helps you truly feel the gratitude rather than just thinking it. Throughout the day, practice what I call gratitude moments, brief pauses where you consciously appreciate something in your immediate experience. The warmth of your coffee, the smile of a stranger, the fact that your car started reliably, the beauty of clouds in the sky. These small acknowledgments create a continuous thread of appreciation that shifts your overall energy and perspective. Extend your gratitude to include financial blessings, even if your current situation feels challenging. Be thankful for the money that does flow through your life, your paycheck, however small, the roof over your head, the food in your refrigerator, the clothes you wear. Appreciate the infrastructure that supports your life: roads, electricity, water systems, the countless people whose work makes your daily life possible. This perspective helps you realize how abundant you already are. When you pay bills, instead of focusing on money leaving your account, focus on the services and goods you're receiving in exchange. Thank your utility companies for providing electricity and water. Appreciate your landlord or mortgage company for providing shelter. Feel grateful to your credit card company for extending credit when you needed it. This shift in perspective transforms bill paying from a dreaded chore into an exercise in appreciation and abundance. Staying open to unexpected sources of abundance requires releasing attachment to how prosperity must come into your life. Often we have very specific ideas about how our financial situation should improve: a raise, a new job, a particular business opportunity. While it's fine to work towards specific goals, remaining flexible about the methods allows the universe to surprise us with solutions we never could have planned or predicted. Abundance might arrive through a refund you'd forgotten about, a gift from a friend, an unexpected opportunity to earn extra income, or even someone offering to pay for something you need. It might come through introductions to helpful people, invitations to events that expand your network, or ideas that pop into your mind seemingly from nowhere. The key is to notice and receive these gifts gracefully rather than dismissing them as coincidences. Practice saying yes to appropriate opportunities and offers, even when they don't match your preconceived ideas about how abundance should appear. If someone offers to treat you to lunch, accept graciously rather than insisting on paying. If you receive an unexpected gift or refund, receive it with gratitude rather than worrying about when you'll have to pay it back somehow. If opportunities arise that feel aligned with your values and goals, explore them with open curiosity rather than immediately focusing on potential problems. Learn to recognize the difference between opportunities that arise from abundance consciousness and those that arise from desperation. Abundance-based opportunities feel expansive, aligned, and supportive of your highest good. They might challenge you to grow, but they don't require you to compromise your values or well-being. Desperation-based opportunities often feel urgent, pressured, or too good to be true, and they usually require you to act from fear rather than wisdom. Trusting the universe's perfect timing is perhaps one of the most challenging aspects of abundance work, especially when you're facing immediate financial pressures. This trust doesn't mean being passive or failing to take appropriate action. It means taking inspired action while remaining peaceful about outcomes, knowing that everything unfolds in the right way at the right time for your highest good. When you find yourself becoming impatient or worried about timing, return to gratitude for what's already flowing in your life. Remember that you've been provided for up until this moment, and trust that this provision will continue. Focus on what you can control: your thoughts, your actions, your responses to circumstances, while releasing attachment to what you cannot control, such as timing and specific outcomes. Sometimes the timing that feels wrong to you is actually perfect for reasons you can't yet see. Maybe you're not quite ready for a particular level of abundance, or maybe other elements need to fall into place first. Maybe the delay is protecting you from something, or maybe it's allowing you to develop qualities you'll need to handle greater prosperity wisely. Trust that your highest good is always being served, even when circumstances feel frustrating or unclear. As you deepen your gratitude practice and learn to trust divine timing, you'll find that worry and anxiety about money begin to lose their grip on you. You'll start to feel genuinely abundant regardless of your bank balance, genuinely provided for regardless of your circumstances. This inner abundance becomes a magnet for outer abundance, creating an upward spiral of increasing prosperity and peace. My dear friend, as we come to the end of our time together, I want you to know how proud I am of you for being here, for being open to transformation, for believing enough in your own potential to invest time in learning about abundance. The fact that you're reading these words means you're ready for change, ready to release old patterns that no longer serve you, ready to welcome the prosperity that is your birthright. The dawn incense ritual we've explored together is more than just a morning practice. It's a daily affirmation of your worth, a gentle revolution against lack consciousness, a loving gift you give to yourself each day. When you light that incense tomorrow morning and breathe in its sacred fragrance, you'll be participating in an ancient tradition of calling forth abundance while creating something uniquely your own. Remember that transformation is a process, not a destination. There will be days when the practice feels magical and profound, and other days when it feels ordinary or challenging. Both experiences are valuable. What matters is your willingness to show up consistently with love and intention, trusting that each small step is moving you toward greater abundance and freedom. You don't have to wait until you have perfect faith or complete confidence to begin this practice. You don't need to resolve all your money issues or heal all your limiting beliefs before you start. Come exactly as you are, with whatever doubts and fears you're carrying, with whatever hope and dreams are stirring in your heart. The practice will meet you where you are and help you grow from there. Trust that everything you need for this journey is already within you. You have the wisdom to know what serves you and what doesn't. You have the strength to make changes gradually and sustainably. You have the intuition to guide you toward your highest good. Most importantly, you have the innate worthiness to receive abundance in all its forms. This worthiness isn't something you have to earn or prove. It's simply who you are. As you begin this beautiful practice of welcoming riches into your life, know that you're not just changing your own financial situation. You're contributing to the healing of humanity's relationship with abundance. You're helping to shift our collective consciousness from scarcity to prosperity, from fear to love, from struggle to flow. Your individual transformation ripples out to touch everyone in your life. The incense you burn at dawn carries your prayers and intentions up to the universe, but it also carries your gratitude, your love, and your growing trust in life's goodness. Each morning, as you watch that fragrant smoke rise toward the sky, remember that you are worthy of every blessing that comes your way. You deserve to live without financial stress. You deserve to pursue your dreams. You deserve to be generous with others and with yourself. Start tomorrow morning, or start right now if dawn is breaking as you read this. Light your incense with reverence and hope. Breathe deeply of its beautiful fragrance. Open your heart to receive all the abundance that wants to flow into your life. Trust the process, trust yourself, and trust that the universe is always conspiring in your favor. The riches you're calling forth aren't just material wealth, though that will certainly come. You're calling forth richness of experience, depth of joy, abundance of love, and the deep satisfaction that comes from living in alignment with your true nature. You're worthy of all of this and more. Go now, light your incense, and welcome the abundance that has been waiting patiently for you to say yes. Your prosperous, joyful life is beginning.